the best game we got this year, in my opinion. So, the game of the year, in my opinion. Now, this year was a phenomenal year for gaming in the gaming industry and so much more things. But I'm going to tell you what I think was the absolute best game that came out this year. And this is probably not going to come to a surprise to most of you. But if it does, hey, maybe I surprised you. I don't know. So in my opinion, the best game that came out this year is, of course, going to be The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom did so much for the gaming industry. It it changed up the formula of Zelda forever. Nothing can top Tears of the Kingdom. Being able to build whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted, to solve the puzzles is amazing. You can just walk across a cave and you're like, hey, I want to go and explore the cave. And all of a sudden, you come out with a full suit of armor and a cool sword. There's so much things that you can do in this game. You can say, I want to fight the dragon. Okay, you fight the dragon, and then after you fight him, what do you get? You get a cool horn that he drops. Okay, you grab the horn, you put it on your sword, and there you go. Now you got a fireball sword. It's just an amazing game. Such a good idea for a game. And the reason why I think it's the best game this year is because I'm not too into horror genre games or things like that. My preferred method of playing games is when it's a nice sit back on the couch and just have a good play session. It's Tears of the Kingdom was like my favorite game. My favorite game because of the fact that as soon as the game came out, I was already figuring out ways how you can make a rocket ship or make a flying bicycle, make a cool car, make a monster truck. So many things. I was trying to figure that out. At the first few weeks that the game came out, I didn't watch any videos, and I'm pretty sure that was like that for most of the community. No one would watch any YouTube videos because they didn't want to get spoiled on the game. And let me tell you, that was just the best feeling ever. When you would just hop into the game, you don't know what's going to happen next, and you're just ready. You're ready to play the game to your heart's content. This game brought out so many memories, so many things that you remember from Breath of the Wild because it was based on the same world. And because of that, you could explore things that were there once in Breath of the Wild before the Great Calamity happened, or after. There's things that changed up and your time warp or your loop and the story caught up. It was phenomenal. After I beat the game, that story, the end of the story, after you get the credits, that brought so much like emotions almost. It was such a good story. Yeah, for the first few hours, probably first few 100 hours, I didn't do anything in the game. All I was doing is walking around with my sword at hand, and I was slaying enemies, and I was exploring the depths. Didn't really do anything about the story. First thing I remember doing is going to the Great Sky area, and then I was trying to figure out how this Ultra Hand works. Went there, did that shrine, and then I did it. I made a giant bridge. There's an enemy that landed on top of me and then catapulted me away. I went flying off of the Sky Island, and it was still. I had just a good time with that game. That's why I'm personally picking it for the game of the year this year, because I'm sure there's many of you that think like that. That's the game of the year. Now, technically, it already has one game of the year from the Game Awards there for the best. What was it? The best direction game, I think. Anyways, but I'm gonna say overall, this is my favorite game of the year, maybe of all time. This is just a good game. It's too good to pass on. So after I went to the Gray Sky Island, did all the shrines, got my time thing, everything. I got everything, all right? When you jump off the edge there and you start skydiving, you land in the water, you walk over the town. What I did was did that story, walked up to Hyrule Castle, walked down, and then I was ready to explore. I explored. Oh man, I was exploring. I went down to the depths and I explored that place for so long that I made a ship down there, and then I crashed it into a wall, and then I did so many things, and then I eventually came across this random hole, and it brought me to the Kakariko Forest, or the Kakariko. Dang it, it's not Kakariko Forest. What is it? Korok Forest. There we go. Korok Forest. It brought me there, and it was super bad. It was bad. It was drenched in there, and then it told me, "Ooh, the Master Sword. You gotta get it. You gotta get the Master Sword." Okay, get the Master Sword. Got the Master Sword. I ran around the Master Sword. Only still had 5 hearts, and then I finally, after about 300 hours of playing the game, I was like, I'm gonna do the story now. I did all the story, got my hearts all the way up to max, 18 hearts, full stamina, and let me tell you, good game, best game of the year. And then even after that, I made myself a tank. I put some spikes at the bottom, and then I ran over some enemies. That was just fun. It was just a fun experience. And there's also the fact that you were able to pick up something, throw it on the Master Sword, make it super powerful, even though the Master Sword was insane. And I was just hoping they came out with a Trial of the Sword 2.0, but I don't think they're gonna do that, because they officially released a statement that they're not gonna do anything else for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, or are they even gonna release another Zelda game, because they don't really know what are they gonna do from Tears of the Kingdom, because it was such a phenomenal game. All the ideas are out of the water. They're gone. All the ideas to making a game like that is it's crazy. It's phenomenal. So yeah, that's what my personal opinion on the game of the year. So it's about to be 2024 in a couple days. So I want to know what your game of the year is, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider dropping a like, consider subscribing, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.